Hi pilots, welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to show you a mod that I have just done on my MD500 from RC era. As you can see, I added XT30 connector. So now I'm able to use all kinds of 2S batteries. I can use a stock battery, just like before. And I can use all of these batteries also. Now, I'm not 100% sure that it will work fine because I have not tested this yet. So you will see. Now, before I make a maiden flight with these batteries, we can go through all the mods that I have done so far on this helicopter. So, as you can see, I have a large tail rotor here. Now, to be able to use this tail rotor from one of my, I think that it's 3-inch quad, I removed the stock tail motor and I replaced it with the tail motor from Eachine E160 helicopter. And now I can easily use all kinds of tail rotors here. As you know, the stock tail rotor is extremely noisy and really annoying. It ruins the experience of flying. So now the tail rotor is much more quieter. Another mod that I have done here on this helicopter is, as you may probably already know, I adjusted the position of the flight controller. You can see that it is now at a few degrees angle to the left. So this significantly reduces tail bow effect that this helicopter is suffering from. Some batches more, some batches not so much. And another mod that I have done is to the radio, because I really don't like to use AA batteries. So I removed the stock battery tray, and now I'm able to use these small 2S LiPo batteries that are rechargeable, of course. And because this radio consumes just a little of, it has a low power consumption, this small battery lasts for a long time before another recharging is needed. So that's it. Now I will assemble the helicopter and we will be able to test it. For the test, for the first flight after this mod, I'm going to use the stock radio because I will probably have to trim the helicopter. Because you see, all these batteries are so much lighter than the stock one. They also have a smaller capacity, but I usually don't fly 15 minutes, so a smaller capacity doesn't bother me. And all these batteries can be charged really fast. Charging of this battery takes a long time. Now, for the first flight, I'm going to use a really small battery. So this is 2S battery with the capacity of 350 milliamp hours. It's a 6 DC discharge rate battery. So let's see. You can see this cable from the XT30 connector goes here, and it's secured. It's secured by a zip tie. So the place where this cable is soldered on the ESC doesn't suffer from pulling, you know. So here we have a small 2S battery. I will just tuck it inside. I have to find a way for placing this battery to the helicopter. As you can see, I have not found a good way to mount this yet, because I literally just have done this mod a few minutes ago. So this won't work like this. Maybe this way. I will figure it out later. Okay, it took a while, but next time I will be quicker. Okay, so as I said, I will use stock radio first. I will use high speed mode. So let's see what is going to happen. Such a light battery, and almost no trimming is needed. Incredible. Look. Look. Really good. Awesome. Okay, so you just saw that you can easily use this tiny battery, and surprisingly, no trimming is needed. You see the size difference here, and the weight difference is gigantic. So you would think the CG difference would be too high, but actually it isn't. Okay. So now I'm going to use the stock battery. No additional trimming is needed. Even though the battery size is so much larger. You see, I had difficulties trying to land on this spot, and this is because the stock radio doesn't allow you to immediately cut the motor. It's so much easier to land more precisely with this radio, because on this radio I have throttle cut. So you can see that you can easily switch between different sizes of batteries. You know, I just switched from this micro battery to this stock battery. The weight difference is extremely high, and no additional trimming is needed. Now I will take a flight with a 2S high voltage 520 milliamp hours battery. But you see, there will be no surprises here. If I was able to fly with this one, I am surely able to fly with all of these batteries also. So this won't work for me. Maybe this way, maybe. You know, I have to find a way for mounting the batteries. Okay. Let's see. High voltage 520 milliamp hours battery currently in this helicopter. You can see the helicopter flies really nicely. No issues whatsoever. Really nice flyer. And because I have throttle cut now, I shouldn't have any issues landing on this spot. Look, it flies so nicely. It's a real joy to fly, and the helicopter looks it's fairly large, and the scale details are good also. I like this MD500 helicopters. So now I will land. You see, I can immediately stop the motor and then land on the particular spot. So, guys, as you can see, this MD500 helicopter, with all the mods that I have done so far, it flies awesome, and I can use all kinds of batteries. You see, this battery is from Yashin E160 helicopter. It's a 2S 700 mAh. This battery is from XK130 2S 600 mAh, and I can also use this one also. You see, if you can find a battery, 2S battery, that you can stuck inside this hole, you are able to use it. Of course, a flight time will depend on the size of the battery, but hey, if you have so many batteries, you just fly with one battery, let's say 5 minutes, and that's it, and you change with a new one. And you can easily change, you know, from the stock battery. You see? You can immediately use this one. And after that, you can use this one. So easy. So I'm happy with this modification. It's easy to do if you know how to solder. You don't even have to disassemble the fuselage, you know. All that I have done is because I already have this mod, you know, for removing tail bowl effect. But if you would do this yourself, you would just have to unscrew the stock flight controller shell, unscrew these two screws, and then you are able to, just a moment, you know, you have this screw here and this screw here, and you have to unscrew them, and then you are able to just grab the flight controller here and just wiggle it out of the ESC. You just wiggle it out, and then I used a small piece of tape, and I taped the flight controller on the rotor hub, you know, so that I was able to solder these two wires to the existent two wires that for the battery that come from, you know, the stock connector from inside. I just added these two wires, and then I just put back the flight controller, screwed these two screws in again, back, and I also zip tied the wires so that there's no stress on the solder points. If you know how to solder, this is so easy to do. Now, if you are not so experienced in soldering, you may screw some things. So I would recommend you to only do this mod yourself if you are confident enough. If you are not confident enough in your soldering skills, you can ask someone who is to do this for you. Okay guys, I think that this video is already quite long, so I will stop here. You have seen, without any editing or anything, that this mod works great. You can use all kinds of batteries in this helicopter, even if the weight difference of these batteries is significant. You saw that I didn't have to trim the helicopter when switching from this micro tiny ultra lightweight battery immediately to the stock battery, which is relatively heavy. You know, I think that, if I'm not mistaken, this battery has 1200 milliamp hours. This one has just 350 milliamp hours, so you see the difference. And even the difference is so large, I didn't have to trim the helicopter, because the difference in CG was present, but the flight controller easily compensated that, and I didn't feel any difference in flight characteristics. So, because the flight controller easily fixed that. Okay guys, this is it. Happy flying, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.